So DC is full of well-known IPs like Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man.
Bro, are you stupid? That's the wrong universe. I swear down, I'm gonna jump off a bridge.
But I rarely hear anyone talk about Watchmen. Personally, I haven't read any of the comics, but I have watched the movie, and the movie is really, really good. Like, honestly, it's an absolute classic, and if you haven't watched the Watchmen movie, then you gotta go ahead and watch it, and watch the Watchmen movie, because you gotta watch it. What am I even talking about? Like, what? But believe it or not, they actually made 2 games. Well, technically 1, because they're in parts, but yeah, they made 2 games about Watchmen. And apparently the games are a prequel to the graphic novel and the movie, so yeah, you get 2 little nice separate adventures of Night Owl and Rorschach. I do actually remember these games from my childhood, specifically the first one, because it was on like the Xbox 360 marketplace, and I downloaded the demo, obviously, because that's what I did, because I couldn't really afford games unless it was birthday or Christmas, and I wasn't really getting the Watchmen game for birthday or Christmas, you know? I was obviously getting the yearly Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed releases, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyways, let's get into these god-awful doggy doo-doo games, man. So yeah, let's just start with part 1.
Raining a lot lately.
So Watchmen The End Is Now Part 1 and Part 2 are actually split-screen games, so you can actually play with friends, but unfortunately, I don't really have any friends, so obviously, I play by myself with the AI, which, you know, had a few problems, and we'll get into that later in the video. And I decided for Part 1, I'll play as Rorschach, and for Part 2, I will play as Night Owl. Just for the video to, you know, switch it up a bit, because I actually prefer Rorschach, but I also love you guys, so I want to give you best of both worlds, you know? I mean, there isn't really any difference playing as either one of them. I mean, the main thing is that they fight in a different way, and they have slightly different abilities, but either way, it doesn't matter because the game is bad. So either way, you're just going to be frustrated. The main differences is that Night Owl can open gates and Rorschach can slip under. Night Owl uses a grappling gun and Rorschach climbs pipes like an absolute maniac for some reason. Like, what is that? Like, why is he climbing like that? It's disgusting. It's goofy. Ugh. Rorschach is also more aggressive and brutal with his attacks, and Night Owl uses his electricity powers or whatever. It kind of reminds me of Arkham Origins with like the whole electric stuff, you know what I mean? Overall, the fighting in this game is so slow and so goofy, especially the combos. Like, why do you have to press the buttons so slow? Like, literally, you can't spam the buttons. No, you have to press them so goddamn slow that literally 90% of the game, I wasn't hitting any combos because I was obviously spamming the X button and the Y button, just like how I would in the Batman Arkham games. But it doesn't have that combat. It doesn't have the actual good free flow combat. Like, I'm so used to that fast-paced fighting style that this just felt like I was playing with crutches or in a wheelchair or something, you know what I mean? And also, for some reason, when you're playing as Rorschach, enemies grab you and you can't even counter. Well, yeah, technically you can counter, but once they grab you, it's over. You can't do nothing. So I was getting grabbed up left and right, just like what your uncle does on the weekends. Like, come on, man. Overall, the fighting is just a worse version of the Arkham fighting style. And you can actually feel it. You might not be able to see it in the gameplay, no. Like, I might look sick. I might look, you know, really cool fighting the waves of the random goons on the gameplay, but it feels so bad. It genuinely does. But I guess the finishers are kind of cool. I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, the finishers are okay. Like, oh my god, look at it. It's so epic. Finisher. Oh, wow, wowee. That can't save you from being a bad game, man. It just can't. And also a cool thing Rorschach can do, he can actually pick up weapons, because obviously half of the enemies you're going to be fighting have different weapons like baseball bats and knives, so you can actually cosplay as a British person, which is cool. I love Britain so much. I love my nationality, man. There's also hint posters around that are completely useless that kind of tell you how to play the game, but not really, because at the end of the day, you don't really spend much time in the game anyway to even learn anything. And you unlock abilities and combos with floating coins, but it doesn't really matter because in part 2, you're gonna have it all unlocked anyway. Oh yeah, you can throw people around. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I can't lie. I'll give him that. That one's funny right there. But the most annoying thing in this game is that you can't even run, man. Why can't you run? It doesn't make sense. I mean, technically you can with the bull rush ability as Rorschach, but that's for fighting, man. That's not for getting around. How is the only sprint mechanic a goddamn fighting move? It makes no sense. But speaking of the bull rush ability, Rorschach actually has a rage meter. It's essentially like a Spartan rage. You literally obliterate everyone around you. Everyone's literally like one tap, which is kind of cool. It actually makes the combat fun, but of course, course, it's only in this special ability. Of course, the combat's only fun when you fill up the rage meter. And instead, Night Owl uses a charge meter, which pretty much knocks down all the enemies around you, and you can easily take them out by punching them with electric. That's literally it. Again, it makes the combat more fun, to be honest. Like, it really does. That's the only time the combat's fun. The only time, man. What kind of design mechanic is that? But speaking of mechanics, oh my god, the pick locking. I only did it once, okay? Technically twice when they actually make you do it, you know, when they introduce it and stuff. But, you know, I did it another time, and goddamn, it's some of the worst pick locking in any game ever. Like, it's so bad. Look at it. It's disgusting. Don't do the pick locking. I beg you. If you play this game, which I don't even know why you would even pick this game up unless you're a massive Watchmen fan, just don't pick lock. Just don't try it, man. To be honest, it feels like the entire game is just fighting people and pulling levers. Like, literally, that's all you do. You fight over and over and over and over and over again, spamming the same crappy combos, man. It doesn't do anything new at all. Like, nothing. It doesn't introduce anything new, bar from the stupid pick locking, and that's it. It's literally the same enemies in the same costumes, and I swear down they use the same character models in each chapter over and over and over again. Like, obviously, they've got different costumes on in each chapter. You're fighting different enemies every single chapter, but within each one, it's the same one copied and pasted. And it also feels like they throw the exact same insults as well. Like, come on, that's just lazy. It's so lazy. And it's not just the enemies, no, the environments in each chapter are copied and pasted too. It felt like I was running through the same places the entire chapter. But the only saving grace is that the voice acting for Rorschach and Night Owl are actually decent. And also the story in the first game, not the second game, is actually good for a comic book game. Like, it actually is. Like, I really did like the story. And again, the voice acting is completely fine. Even though they did repeat some voice lines here and there. But for the enemies, no. The voice lines, the voice acting for the enemies sucks. And also the cutscenes are cool as well because comic book, obviously. Of course they're gonna look cool. Like, look at it. It looks beautiful. Oh, and don't get me started on the glitches, man. Oh my days. Just look at these glitches right here. But the absolute worst thing of all in the part 1 game is that there's a sewer level, man. Why? Why is there a sewer level? Why does there have to be a sewer level in every single game? Screw sewer levels, man. I hate them. And of course, in the sewer level, one of the most bullshit things happened to me. Me! Of course, me. So because I have no friends, I'm playing with an AI, right? And the AI Night Owl despawned, so I had to restart the section and do the entire thing again. Bearing in mind, it's 10 plus minutes of fighting the same enemies over and over again. So imagine my frustration, imagine my anger, and get this, it nearly happened again. Like, what is he doing? Why is he running into the wall? What is he doing? And the boss battle is obviously boring as well. Like, you literally chase him, fight off goons, punch him up, chase him, punch him up again, chase him again, punch him up again, throw goons at him whilst dodging his flamethrower, punch him up again, throw goons again, punch him again, throw goons once more, and finally beat him. Yeah, that's the boss battle. That's all you do. But that's the first game. The second game, oh my god, it's even worse. If it could even get any worse. It's literally the same crappy gameplay, but an even worse story. Like, the story is god awful in the second part. And obviously, it's the same game as before, so everything, literally everything I said about the previous game applies to this one. Except for the story, because the story's good in part 1, but in part 2, it sucks. Oh yeah, and in part 2, you beat up fat dudes in leather for some reason. Like, yeah, that's totally cool, and that's definitely what kids want nowadays. Honestly, these games are the fastest games I've ever played in my entire life. Even though in my head it felt like I was playing for like 50 goddamn years. So the first part is actually just under 3 hours, and the second part is just under 2 hours. Under 2 hours? What kind of game is that? You're practically playing a demo at that point. You really are. I mean, technically altogether, it actually comes up to around 4 hours or so, but come on, man. You're literally doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. That is not a game. That's just not a game. And also the fight final area, the second part of the game, they literally just throw 50 of these fat dudes at you, and then the final boss battle is just annoying. Like, you can't really land any hits on Twilight Lady, but you could just sit back and let the AI fight for you, which is just stupid. Like, it's so dumb. Like, I'm literally sat back, drinking a cup of tea, whilst watching Rorschach beat the ever-living shit out of Twilight Lady. At that point, just watch the movie. Just genuinely watch the movie. Screw the game. Read the comic. Read the graphic novel. Anything but this game. But then the final boss is a boss battle with Rorschach, and it's just easy as fuck. Honestly, it's so easy. Like, genuinely, one of the easiest boss battles I've ever played. So you go from an annoying one to an easy one. These games make no sense. Also, fun fact, the studio who developed the game actually filed for bankruptcy a couple of months after these games came out. And no wonder. Like, literally no wonder. Because this game wasn't generating zilch. It wasn't a good game, and it never will be. So no wonder they went bankrupt. Personally, I would say if you're a massive fan of the Watchmen universe, the graphic novel, the movie, anything Watchmen related, then I'd say pick it up. But also pick it up if you hate yourself and actually hate playing good games. Essentially, I'm talking about myself because that is me in a nutshell. Other than that, don't pick it up. I beg you, please don't pick this game up. Whatever you do, don't buy the game. Even on a Steam sale for like £2, don't do it. To be fair, it could be used as a torture device, you know? Make someone play that game and you can get any information out of them, 100%. But yeah, anyways, that's it for the video. I really do hope you enjoyed. Even though I lost my mind playing these games, I did it for you, okay? I did it for your entertainment, so obviously leave a like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. And yeah, I hope every single one of you have a nice rest of your day or night or whatever time it is in the world for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, be there. Please be in the next one. Goodbye.
She's going nowhere but straight down.
With fists like these, I don't even gotta pack no heat. You can't stop me, son.